So these guys, they're getting about 2 pounds each a day of this feed, and they're doing really good. One of the good things about these pens that I'm trying to improve them so that if I want to, I could turn hogs in here and the hogs would come in and actually they like this hay that has been composting. They'll actually eat it. You can see my little guy here. He's having a hard time getting in here and getting him some grain. You can see he's thinner. You can see the ones that are thinner and the ones that are thicker. These are Nubians, so they're not a real thick goat. Like if you see a red head on one like that one there, generally that's a boar cross. That other one over there, he's a boar cross, but I think he's crossed with a pygmy, to be honest with you. These others are Nubians, so they're not a big frame goat. You just want them in good flesh. This one here you can see is in really good flesh, hindquarters filled out, whereas this one's maybe a little bit thinner. And it all depends, you know, when you get these goats, if they don't have a good start in life, if they don't get what they need at the right times, they don't do as good. But they just don't perform as well. But they're all taking and doing pretty good. And once we weed out some of these, like that one there, when we process him, it's going to give these others a little bit better chance of getting what they need to eat. This big guy, he's finally putting on some weight, looking good. He's a big old boy. He's probably about 3 years old. And we got to wait because he just lost his testicles probably a few weeks ago. We want to make sure he's good and healthy before we process him. He'd be a cool one to break to lead and to pack. He's a big enough boy. I could take and break him to cart, I think. I don't know. I have all kinds of ideas, but he sure would be a good one to break to pack or break to cart. He's big enough. I could make a harness for him and pull a sled or a cart around. But all of them are doing good, looking good. And when it comes right down to it, when we buy mutton at the store, and that's what it comes down to, you know, if you don't eat beef, if you don't eat pork, if you don't eat mutton, then growing it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But for us, we eat all that stuff, and that is the basis of our diet is meat. For these goats, and you can't hardly find goat in the store. You can find mutton, you can find, you know, sheep meat in the store. It's between $10 and $12 a pound. Every once in a while you'll get it on sale for like $8.99. But most of the time it's between $10 and $12 a pound. Well, when you add up the cost, it cost us about $1.47 is what I've got it down to feed a goat, each goat. Well, when it comes down to it, you got a 100-pound goat, you're going to end up with about, you know, roughly 55 pounds of meat. You know, they're a little bit over 100 pounds. You're going to end up with like that. Maybe, you know, if they're on the lighter side, maybe 45 pounds of meat. You know, and when you consider that at $10 a pound, let's cut it to average $10 a pound. That's $400. Let's say the least is 40 pounds, right? You're looking at $400 for 40 pounds of meat. That's a lot. When I can take and I can get these goats at a really reasonable price, keep them on average 90 to 120 days. So I've got somewhere around the neighborhood of $200 in them. Just each individual one is different, depending on what I got to do and how much feed they eat and stuff. But somewhere around $200. So I'm cutting that in half. I'm getting premium mutton, which, hey, you know, that's, I know what's going into them. I know I know where they've been. I know what they've been eating. I know how they've been took care of, and I'm handling it. I'm getting these guys at half the cost at $5 a pound. You can't even buy a hamburger at $5 a pound most places. Beef is a little bit more tricky because you have certain cuts of meat that cost more per pound. When it comes to ribeyes and the different steaks and brisket. I mean, one brisket is going to cost you $100, $120. It is in our market anyway. So when I take and I count up the cost of the feed and even the processing on the cattle and the hogs, I'm still coming out. I've got a better product, cheaper than I can go buy it in the store, and that's a win-win for us. So our program's going really good. And if there's anybody out there that's interested in, learning more about butchering animals, and if it's in our area, and processing, goats or sheep or whatever, I'm building a little processing shed so that we can take and do that here on the homestead, and moving forward with this plan. And the meat that we take and we offer to people, that's going to go through our USDA butcher down the road. We're not quite there yet, but we will be offering some to folks. And this is our operation right here, feeding them out. I think we've got a good plan that's economical enough, and we can be offering good quality meat to our friends and neighbors and our community, and be on the lookout for it, because this is what we're doing, switching up gears and going forward. So I've got to get everybody watered, go check on the chickens, and we'll see what else we get into. One of the ways that we keep our feed costs down for the dogs, we were at a store the other night. They were having, Black Friday sales, that sort of thing. And this bag of feed, which was, I think it's 15 pounds. It's a puppy food. Yeah, it's Wildology. It's a really good feed. I bought a whole bunch of bags of it because it was $6.74. And Miss Polly, it was a women's night there at this store, big box store, and it was a ranch store, and she had an extra 20% off. So we got this for like $5 and something, $5.50 bag for 15 pounds, and I bought a whole bunch of bags of it because a regular bag of dog food cost me almost $30 for 50 pounds. So at $5 for 15 pounds, the same amount, I'm getting it for almost half the cost. Not quite, but almost, probably like 40% off what I normally buy. So really good deal. Dogs don't mind that it's puppy food, and it's really good for them because, hey, it's wintertime, and they can use the extra stuff that's in there for these dogs. It doesn't have any corn, any wheat, any soil, anything like that in it. And I bought a whole barrel of it here. Got some cat food on sale too. So look out for sales, look out for damaged bags, do the math, and you can sometimes save on feed, particularly on our dogs. They keep the coyotes away. They do their job, and they let us know when the coyotes are here. They let us know what's going on, and they do deter coyotes. So they're doing a job. We got to make sure that they eat good. All right, folks, down here where we're building our trestle that we're going to butcher on, this is eventually going to be our butcher shop, our processing shop. Picked up these 4x4 by 12s. A couple of them are 13 feet. And I believe the dogs are barking at a coyote over there, maybe. Something's got them going on point. But Squirrel. So I got these beams, and we are building. I use these 4x4s like this, these metal, to square up our building. So there's going to be 2 more posts over there. We're going to be 12 by 10, and wherever that ends up at, as far as our height goes, off the side, we're going to have beams the same way, an H or a box over there and a box over here, and these will be shorter than these here. So I'm in the ground, concreted in here, got to dig my other hole there, concrete that in. I got a lot of cleaning up to do around here, stuff that's just been sitting here all year. Before everybody comes in, we got to set up tables, we got to set up cutting boards, everything. So this afternoon, I'm going to get this trestle up, hopefully, and then we can have a place to hang. I've got a chain hoist. I bought it several years ago. Got it in a bucket in there, and it was just for this purpose. That's why I bought it. It's a chain hoist, so I don't have to pull. We don't have to use pulleys. Just chain hoist up the carcass and skin it and cut it out the way we need to. So I'm gonna get to digging these holes, see if we can't get a beam up tonight before it gets too dark. Miss Polly's out here helping me. Ignore the junk in the background that we've got to haul off. But ending up the day, we'll be down here feeding and getting ready for the day tomorrow. Gonna go work on a project. So that's about it for the day. We're just going to be piddling at this. I'll show you the rest of it in a video where we're butchering, I guess. So until next time, trust in the Lord and do good. Live off the land. Enjoy the bounty of it. We'll see you later.